This is the world's most dangerous and powerful point 30 Milky. Controlling this small place means ruling the entire world, and blocking it means destroying the entire world. This point is actually called the Strait of Harmon Straits. There are such thin parts of the sea which reduce the connection of two big seas. Now what is the Kasuji that we remember in this small space of 30 miles that makes it so powerful and important? 70% of our land is covered with oceans, and 80% of the world's trade takes place through these seas. At any given time, about 50,000 ships are crossing these seas, but unfortunately, passing through these seas is not easy. Due to nature's geomorphia, there are no such straits or squares in these seas. There are points left which, if blocked for any reason, will bring the entire world's economy to a halt. This is what happened in March 2021 when a cargo ship got stuck in the Suez Canal for 6 days, and the entire world lost $10 billion. Apart from this, there are many silent points in the world such as the Panama Canal, which controls the trade between the Pacific and Atlantic Ocean, the Cape of Good Hope which controls the trade flow of the entire African continent, the Strait of Gibraltar which connects the Mediterranean, and the Danish Strait controls the trade between the Atlantic Sea, the Danish Strait controls the trade between the Baltic and the North Sea, the Turkish Strait controls the trade between the Mediterranean and the Black Sea, and finally the Strait of Malacca which controls the trade between the Pacific and the Indian Ocean. But in these no point is as dangerous and important as the Strait of Hormuz, and the reason for this is that this is the only way to control Persian girls and girls of Oman, and from here all the sea ships go to the whole world. Now Persian Gulf, it is a very important place because 8 countries share their coastline with it, which includes Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Qatar, UAE, and Oman. For 4 of these countries, the only way to connect with the rest of the world is the Strait of Hormuz. Now if you are in the middle, if you know even a little about the East, then you would know that the identity of the Middle East is their oil. This oil is still the biggest energy source in our world. 33% of the world's energy consumption is from oil, whether it is for transportation, be it through vehicles, trains, ships or electricity generating power plants. 70% of oil is used in all these sectors. Now the spice of oil is that it is found in very few places in the world. All these 8 countries present in this circle overall, they have 50% of the world's oil reserves, which means half of the world's oil is with these 8 countries, and it does not just end here, but 40% of the world's natural gas reserves are also with the countries present in this circle. Now natural gas oil. And after coal, it is the 3rd largest energy source in the world. According to British Petroleum, Iran has the largest reserves of gas in the world, so we can say that there are more reserves of oil and natural gas in the entire Persian Gulf than perhaps in our country. Nowhere on the entire planet, and that is why 15% of the entire world's energy supply comes from this country located in the Persian Gulf, and at present the whole world has no other alternative for this supply line, but passing through this 30-mile area is so much. It is also not easy. First of all, there are 8 such islands here, which every sea vessel has to avoid, and 7 out of these 8 islands are under the control of Iran. UAE wanted to control these 3 islands, but in 1970, the Iranian military also controlled them. If captured, this entire area is almost under control of Iran. Secondly, the red highlighted areas that you are seeing, the sea here is very deep and it is almost possible for all tankers to pass through here. After so much difficulty, it is possible to get out of Persian girls. Majority of the oil goes towards East Asia, out of which 76% goes only to these 5 countries. First comes China. China is the 2nd largest economy in the world and is the largest petroleum importing country in the world. China's total petroleum, approximately 45 Indian rupees % of the import comes through Japan. Japan is the 2nd largest economy in the world, which has to import 100% of its energy, and out of this 100% imported energy supply, about 80% comes to India through this 30-mile point. The world's 6th largest economy also imports 70% of its oil and 50% of its gas from these Persian Gulf countries, and that too through this route. Similarly, South Korea, which is the world's 10th largest economy, imports 70% of its oil from these Persian Gulf countries. Imports through tankers which come through the same 30-mile Strait of Hormuz. If this small 30-mile point gets blocked for a long time for any reason, then the second, third, sixth, and 10th economies of the world will completely collapse. And in the same way, the source of revenue of the countries present in the Persian Gulf will also end, and the result will be a tremendous economic crisis in the whole world. That is why this place is the most dangerous and important choke point of the world, and that is why all the superpower countries of the world. America also keeps a close eye on this. That is why dozens of military bases have been built in UAE, Oman, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, and Bahrain, so that it can keep an eye on Iran and ensure smooth supply of oil. On the other hand, Iran is already ready for any war. He has threatened to block this Strait in Surat several times, and if this happens, not only will the global economy be left shaken, but it is also possible that World War May 3rd also start. If you liked this video, then like it. And do subscribe the channel, and if you have any suggestion, then do tell in the comment. We have to make videos on many interesting topics, so your support is very important. Take care, see you in the next video.